Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, before we get started, the actress that plays Hope, well, she's gonna be leaving. I'm not sure when. I kind of saw it a little bit on my feed this morning, so I just wanted to kind of give that quick announcement. She's been on the show for 37 years, so wow. I'm sure most people know, but if you don't, now you know. Let's get into the episode. So it is wedding day. It is wedding day, and for some people, it's pretty much Judgment Day. Uh, let's start off with Steve. So Steve is gonna be, accepting the key to the city. He talks to Jack. They pretty much have the exact same conversation. You should sit there and tell her how you feel. It's gonna be too late. Yada yada yada. Um, and Steve is just standing firm on that. He's like, "Yo, I'm not doing that." So he gets to he gets to the point where you do the key to the city and everything like that, and Abe is not there giving the speech, and then after that he gives he turns to Steve. Now Steve is just he has that thousand man stare where he's just not there. He is, they do a flashback, and it's the wedding of Steve and Hope or whatever. No, Steve and Kayla. Wow, Steve and Kayla. And I gotta sit there and say, Kayla rocked the hell out of the '80s with that hairstyle. Like, I was like, wow, that. I don't know. It was just something that was just really cool about, like, how they looked like way back when, like the whole hairstyle and everything. And so anyway, he's not there just thinking about their wedding and everything, and you know, he snaps back out of it, and it's like his heart, it just breaks and shatters into a million pieces. And at this point, Abe is sitting there calling up, like, "Steve, you ready? Like, you ready, Steve?" And I'm just sitting there thinking, man, it's gonna be awkward. Because I'm sitting there thinking this guy is about to just fall apart. Um, and honestly, to tell you the truth, a lesser man probably would have. But Steve went up there, he accepted the award and everything like that, and then right after, they went to the pub or whatever. So you got John, everyone there, John, Marlene, Hope, and John is sitting there telling all these stories, their spy stories and stuff like that, and Steve is just not there. So finally John's like, "Listen, what, like, come on, you gotta talk to us." And Marlene is like, "Listen, if you are going to stop this wedding, you need to do it now, or you need to accept whatever happens and just move forward." So I'm sitting there thinking, all right, he's gonna stop the wedding, right? And he's like, "I made the decision pretty much." I'm like, "So you're gonna stop the wedding, right?" And apparently it was neither. You know, Steve pretty much says, like, "Listen, I can't sit there and watch them just pretty much ride off into the sunset and be happy, and I can't sit there and stop it either." So his option is to leave. Apparently he's going to be on some sort of special case or whatever that's going to have him be in Europe indefinitely, and everyone is just like, wow, like, they're just shocked. And that pretty much ends his scene. Let's go with Justin, because I'm not gonna lie. I feel really bad for Justin, because I feel like Kayla is just using him as a consolation prize, and no one wants to feel like that. And so he confronts Hope. No, he confronts Jennifer. No, I'm sorry. He confronts Hope. Yeah, he confronts Hope. And he's like, "So I know, I heard everything about, I heard everything about, Steve still, wanting to have Kayla and everything like that. And, I just saw him a couple hours ago. Like, maybe 5 minutes ago. And he practically gave me his blessing. And, like, what is going on? 1 second. Anyway, Hope sits there and tries to reassure him, like, listen, I was there when Kayla was talking about how much, she was in love with you and everything like that. And if I felt like there was any hesitation, I would tell you. We've been friends for a long time. Just take me at my word. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you know what? Up until this point, Justin had so much to worry about. He had so much to worry about. And he felt guilty because he felt like, Steve kind of like dropped out when, like he didn't really fight for her. He just kind of just said, all right, you can have her, pretty much. And now he finds out that at any point in time, if he decides he wants to tell her, it can change everything. So I'm just sitting there thinking, well, damn. I feel sorry for Justin. I mean, I like Steve, but damn. So anyway, fast forward to the wedding. We get to the wedding. There's a couple of hiccups where Kayla like breaks like I don't know, a heel or something like that. And so the music is going on and on and on. Justin is sweating bullets. Okay, and I feel like he's sitting there thinking, runaway bride. Anyway, Kayla comes out. They start the ceremony, and right before anyone says, like, when they give that speech of, when they give that pretty much speech of, if anyone has anything to say why these two shouldn't be married, yada yada yada, and that's when Justin's like, listen, I gotta tell you something, and right then and there I was like, you know what, Justin seems like a good guy. I mean, from Kayla's perspective, when she was sitting there talking to Jennifer, she was like, he's reliable, as opposed to, Steve, which is like unpredictable, and, but it's like they're saying, it's like, oh, like a reliable, like a nice old car or something like that, like, oh, you're pretty safe is what it came down to. And I don't know. Anyway, side story, side question, really. What did Joey do? She was snitted, Kayla was snitted, she was on the phone with her son, and her son is in prison. And I'm wondering what is he in prison for? So if anyone knows why Kayla's son, Joey, I think, is in prison, please let me know. Anyway, again, so yeah, I feel bad for Justin, but you know what? I feel like he's gonna tell, Kayla, he's gonna sit there and tell Kayla the truth about Steve's feelings, because I don't think that he can just live with that in his conscience. Yeah, that was pretty much the whole episode. I mean, yeah, there was some stuff between Kate and Abe or whatever. Throwing shout outs to like Kim Kardashian or whatever, because they went on live or whatever, and they had like a bunch of like 1,000 people or whatever, and there was a bunch of likes and stuff like that. And anyway, what it really came down to was Abe actually appreciated Kate's hard work, and he can pretty much kind of congratulated her on a good job done, because Kate actually had the idea of doing it, and Abe wasn't really feeling it, but it turned out well, and he was like, you know what, you're right, just don't make me regret it moving forward. So yeah, I think that says as much of a pat on the back as she was gonna get. Also, these are little sound bits or whatever, but there was some. So Will and Sunny pretty much tell Victor that they're thinking about adopting Allie's baby, and Victor was like, nope, that is just inviting a world of trouble, and Sammy and all their drama, and just no. And I think they were about to get into an argument. Well, Sunny and Victor was about to get into an argument, but they was like, you know what, listen, it's Justin's day. Let him have his day. We'll do this, it's a moot point anyway because Rafe can actually, Rafe can decide to take the baby. So, Will was just like this. It's a moot point anyway. Also, before I go, I feel like Victor sort of reminds me of Asa Buchanan because Victor seems like the type of person that he does his dirt or whatever, but he has moments of kindness. I would sit there and say, and I feel like I'm coming in late in the game as far as like being a Victor fan or whatever, like of all the crazy and good stuff that he's done. So yeah. But that's just my thoughts. And if you know Asa Buchanan from One Life to Live, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But then again, I don't know Victor's backstory, so you tell me. Are they similar? Are they different? And if you watch One Life to Live, then you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's gonna actually do it for this review of Days of Our Lives. I was gonna sit there and say General Hospital style. Anyway, thank you for watching. I know this is coming out super late, but I appreciate it. Always appreciate the comments, and I appreciate any likes, and because believe it or not, and I always hear other YouTubers sit there and say it's like, oh, smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm, but it actually really does. And the reason why I sit there and say it is because when people comment and people like it, let's put it this way. When I first started doing the soap opera reviews, I would see Brock TV up there because, dude's been doing it for a while. But I wouldn't see myself at all. Like, at all. Now, I'm actually seeing myself, when I look up reviews on GH or Days or whatever, I actually see my face up there too. I mean, his face is still up there, like, on the top, but I'm there. So, I do want to sit there and thank people who do actually like and comment, and, it actually really does actually help out the channel. And this is coming from a person that's still kind of new in the YouTube game, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks for listening to me ramble, by the way. And I will catch you in the next review. I was gonna say recap.